Part 4 of the C1 Advanced exam is one of the trickiest parts for students. It's not just about knowing English, it's about knowing how Cambridge rephrases English and how Cambridge wants you to use English. Today, I'm going to show you 5 essential grammar structures that appear again and again in Part 4. Master these and you'll immediately improve your score. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly which structures to focus on when practicing, and I'll also give you examples for you to try out for yourself. I've also created a PDF that you can download at the end of this video and start practicing these structures today. Conditionals and mixed conditionals. Cambridge love testing shifts between if clauses, unless, and mixed tenses. So let's take a look at some examples. Here's the first one. If you don't call me tonight, I won't forgive you. And you need to use the word unless. So you need to transform that sentence using the word unless. Between these examples, pause the video and see if you can do it for yourself, and I'll show you the answer. Here we go. So if you don't call me tonight, I won't forgive you becomes I won't forgive you unless you call me tonight. Let's take a look at a mixed conditional. A mixed conditional is a conditional that usually shifts from a past condition to a present result. So it will be a mix of the third conditional with the second conditional. This one is I didn't study, so I'm not confident now. And you need to use would. Take a moment, think about it, and let's check the answer. If I had studied in the past, I will be confident now in the present. And let's take a look at the second grammar point that I want to talk to you about today, which is comparatives and superlatives. Part 4 often forces rephrasing with structures like nowhere near as, or as good as, such as, such a, these kind of structures. So here's an example of a comparative. Her presentation was much better than his, with the key word being nowhere. And here's your answer. His presentation was nowhere near as good as hers. This as something as is very, very common in Part 4 use of English for B2 and for C1. Let's take a look at a superlative now. It's the most delicious cake I've ever tasted, using the keyword such. I've never tasted such a delicious cake. Grammar point number 3 is the passive voice. Cambridge really loves to test whether you can elegantly move between active and passive, especially with reporting verbs such as said. So I'll give you an example using that reporting verb. People believe that she is a talented artist, and you need to use the word said. Go. She is said to be a talented artist. I've seen this one come up many, many times. One particular example that stands out in my mind is the band is said to be going on tour this year. Okay. Grammar point number 4, modal verbs. They test this all the time, mainly because students confuse the tenses. So one thing to watch out for is whether the sentence is in the present or whether it's in the past. For example, if you want to use a modal verb in the present, you would say must be, to give an example, could be, might be. In the past, it would be must have been, might have been, could have been, can't have been, etc. Here's an example. Perhaps they missed the train because they left late. In the past, and you need to use might. They might have missed the train because they left late. Here's another one. It would have been wise for you to check the weather before leaving. Keyword should. You should have checked the weather before leaving. And that brings us on to the final grammar point that I want to look at today with you, which is inversions and formal structures. They love these inversions and formal structures in part 4 because students very rarely use them naturally. To be honest, natives very rarely use them naturally either. It's not something that is common in everyday speech, but it's very common in the part 4 use of English. Now, with these examples, I think we're going into C2 territory, C1, C2, or very high advanced. So it's good to know. Here's your first example. As soon as I got into the shower, the phone rang. You need to use sooner. No sooner had I got into the shower than the phone rang. A very popular one. No sooner had this thing happened than this other thing happened. Let me give you another example. This time we're going to be using the word only. We only understood the problem after speaking to her. We want to do a bit of an inversion with this one to get the answer. Only after speaking to her did we understand the problem. So only after this thing did we this thing. One more final example for you. This time we're going to use the keyword not. I didn't realize how difficult it was until I tried it myself. And here's your answer. Not until I tried it myself did I realize how difficult it was. Like you can see, these are very unnatural structures. I personally never speak like this unless I'm teaching the Cambridge exam, but they are really, really common in the part 4 use of English, so it's good to learn them. So, conditionals, comparatives, passives, modals, and inversions. These 5 grammar structures appear again and again in C1 part 4 of the use of English exam. If you focus your practice here, you will see results fast. To help you practice, I've created a free PDF with questions for each of these different grammar structures. You'll find the link to download that in the description. And if you want to keep practicing the full use of English paper, I've also created a free C1 mock exam. That's a full reading and use of English paper plus the answers. And when you sign up, you'll also get a bonus listening test and the chance to upgrade to get your speaking and your writing checked by me. The link for those 2 freebies is in the description. And if you found this video useful, help me out by hitting like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which of these structures gives you the most trouble. I can make a full video about it just for you. Thanks for watching, and I'm Jen, and I help you pass Cambridge with confidence.